Privilege to have my colleagues from CPWD, Mr. Chittaranjan, ADG. Welcome to you, sir, for participating here. My own colleagues from BE, with whom I've had the privilege of working for the longest time in BE, Dr. Ashok Kumar and Pravati Samal, and of course, people from the government, my own colleagues from TERI, urban practitioners, people who are working together in the area of energy efficiency, esteemed delegates, all of you, thank you very much for being here as we assemble together to participate in the national workshop on advancing energy efficient retrofits and sustainable building codes. Now this is something which we at BE, it is one of their flagship programs where we are making sure that, while we have a huge amount of infrastructure which is still to be built, so we have on one hand the codes and regulations that have been brought out by the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, and on the other hand you also have an equal amount of emphasis that they have laid through retrofits and the ways to make sure that whatever buildings get constructed today eventually become existing buildings tomorrow. How do you make sure that they operate on the principles of efficiency, efficient modes of operations and all of that? And retrofit obviously becomes the last intent if you are constructing new, because through design interventions you can really achieve much more the impacts of sustainability. If you really want to evaluate them on principles of green, sustainability, efficiency, all of them, then the largest opportunity obviously lies in the design strategies that we include at the initial stages. However, there are, as I said, that there are stages when when the existing buildings and you are not able to integrate the aspects of sustainability into them, then the retrofit is the only way to kind of make sure that you are able to correct them, which is not obviously the best things to do, but you can't ignore it as well. We all know that buildings contribute to the largest emissions, and roughly if you see consumptions and emissions, it's around 40% that happen in this sector, and it is one of the most concerning areas where we have opportunities to make sure that whatever we construct in the future is efficient on an efficient mode. More so, we also need to realize that if we don't do it now, then we obviously get locked in over the next 60 years. So that's an area which needs to be kept in mind, that if we don't take up this the initial opportunity that lies before us, then we are doing something which is not correct.
India's building sector is a major account for energy consumption and electricity use. As we continue to witness rapid urbanization and an ever-growing demand for energy, we must recognize that while new buildings are increasingly designed with sustainability in mind, our existing buildings, both residential and commercial, remain a vast untapped opportunity for energy efficiency improvements. These structures, which constitute a large part of our built environment, present a challenge. Many were constructed long before sustainability practices become standard, and retrofitting them to meet today's energy standards requires a thoughtful, comprehensive approach by our architects. Investing in retrofitting and adopting these standards, we can create a more vibrant, resilient economy while simultaneously reducing our dependence on fossil fuels and mitigating the effects of climate change. I would like to mention that being from CPWD is undertaking various measures to achieve the energy efficiency in construction and further operation and maintenance. CPWD follows the principles of sustainable construction, that is sustainable design, durability, energy efficiency, waste reduction, indoor air quality, water conservation, operation and maintenance of optimization, and use of sustainable building materials in the construction sector. CPWD has constructed net zero buildings and achieved highest level of rating from GRIHA and LEED. That is our Ministry of Environment and Forest building at Lodi Colony. CPWD has published on energy efficiency and sustainable developments a number of books such as CPWD Guidelines for Sustainable Habitat, Emerging and Innovative Technologies for Sustainable Development, Renewable Energy Efficiency Measures in Built Habitat, Solar Power and Energy Efficiency in Government Buildings, Rainwater Harvesting and Conservation Manual, Manual on Accessible Built Environment, Green Rating Manual, Book on Reducing Carbon Footprint in Buildings. All these manuals, codes are available in our website and anybody can download it and see it. Further, we are now going to publish a new Delhi schedule of rates that is with latest energy efficiency norms, is developed in collaboration with BEE. The DSR adopts the latest EC SBC 2024 norms. As we look ahead, we must continue to invest in the research and development of the new solutions that can further enhance the energy efficiency of our buildings. From smart technologies to advanced materials and construction methods, there is no shortage of opportunity to improve the sustainability of our built environment. In continuation, this workshop represents not just meeting of minds, but an opportunity to take concrete steps towards shaping our more sustainable future for India. We are at crossroad where the choices we make today will impact generations to come. Let us use this platform to exchange the ideas, share knowledge, and build partnerships that will drive real lasting changes in the building sector. I would like to thank all of you for being part of this important conversation. Thank you.
For your valuable insights on role of CPWD in advancing energy efficiency through sustainable building practices. It is now my honor to invite Dr. Ashok Kumar, Deputy Director General, Bureau of Energy Efficiency, Ministry of Power, to deliver the keynote address on importance of energy efficient retrofits and sustainable building codes in India's energy transition. Dr. Ashok Kumar leads the implementation of National Mission on Enhanced Energy Efficiency and has been instrumental in driving the Perform, Achieve and Trade PAT scheme with a background in energy policy, sustainability and advanced engineering. He has previously worked on National Physical Laboratory NPL India.
Thank you and very good morning. Shri C.R. Nandaji, Additional Director General CPWD, Shri Sanjay Seth, Senior Director TERI, Madam Samo, Director BE, distinguished delegates. It's indeed a privilege for me to address. I'm used to address industry audience, but building audience is a little new for me. So it is indeed an honor for me to be here, and the earlier intervention both from Seth Saab and Mr. Nanda has kind of set the larger context. I would also put my thought into it. We at BE were doing the 2030 goals as per the commitment that is made under the Paris and Glasgow. So the contribution from building in this direction, that arriving at a 45% of emission intensity reduction, the substantial contribution has to come from building sector as well. And many experts say that moving forward, the building is going to be the industry of today. What does means is that currently industry consumes the largest share of energy. But in the times to come, the building sector will be consuming more than industry. So that is what the experts are saying. In that context, building is something relates to each one of us. We live in a house, we live in a building, and I think topic of today, retrofitting. Retrofitting is something that we all can resort to. So I'm really excited to see that, we are getting, for me also, we are getting enabled by the pamphlets. There are 4 pamphlets of the different climatic zones. It's very important, as sales have said, that if we lose this opportunity, in a case of building, we get locked in inefficiency for, decades of time, where you would not be able to, for instance, if you are putting up bad AC, at this point in time, you would hardly replace that AC in the timelines of 5 to 10 years. So the efficiency, the accelerated adoption of efficiency and measures or retrofitting has an opportunity cost. And particularly in a time, as many of you know, that we do not have time. Why I am saying we do not have time is that, again, the experts, the IPCC says that in the atmosphere, as on date, only space left for carbon emission is around 500 gigatons, even lesser than that, maybe 400 to 500 gigatons of space left in the atmosphere before it crosses the dangerous limit of 2 degrees centigrade average global temperature. You all very well know that we have already breached 1.5 degrees centigrade, which was considered a cardinal temperature line. But that is no more the reality. I mean, our reality is beyond 1.5 degree. And in that context, if at all we want to arrest the global surface temperature to 2 degrees centigrade, we have very limited time. So if you say that globally we are emitting around 50 gigatons, and you have a space of 500 gigaton. So if you divide that, if you do the math, you have less than 10 years. And that means that the action, as Said Saab has said, that action has to happen now. Rather, it should have happened yesterday, so that the effect of those actions are translated into the effect in the atmosphere, and then that effect is translated or the showing impact on the ground.
Dr. Ashok Kumar, DDG, Bureau of Energy Efficiency, Sir Chittaranjan Nanda, Additional Director General CPWD, Sanjay Seth Sir, Senior Director TERI, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning and thank you for being a part of this conference on advancing energy efficient retrofits and sustainable building codes. आज the speakers already mentioned the need of energy efficiency in building sector, so I am not going to reiterate much on this. As our climate person, Dr. Ashok Kumar has already mentioned the cause of rising temperature of our world, and also the need of energy efficiency in every sector, not only building sector. He is an industry person. He has been working many years in the industrial sector, and on our request today he is here to talk about the building sector. So thank you, sir, for being here.